back, everybody, to the Eye of the Storm, a Guelph Storm podcast, a brand new year here in 2026 with myself, Ryan Drury, the voice of your Guelph Storm on Rogers TV. I'm very pleased to be joined by a second-year Storm player and a young man who's got his first career goal under his belt now, defenseman Eric Frossard. Eric, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. Let's start with that. I want to ask you about your holiday, how that was before getting back under action, but we got to start right there. Your first career goal. It came before the Christmas break against the Sarnia Sting at home. It was a ripper, too. It was a beautiful goal. You'll be able to look back on that with your family and friends someday and cherish that one. How'd that feel getting that first one under your belt?
Yeah, it was good to get it over with. It's starting to get to be a little while, so it was good to get one. It was just good to be around the guys, I guess, and their excitement and my excitement, I guess. Yeah, it was good to get it over with, I guess.
Beauty goal, like I said, top shelf. You're never going to complain about those ones. And good luck for your first one, too. And I'm sure maybe it means a little more, too. Obviously, with the news this week that your captain, Charlie Paquette's been traded, he got the primary assist on that. So I'm sure that means a little bit more to you now in retrospect.
Yeah, it was a good play by him, good pass, so it made it easy for me. Obviously, it's tough losing him. He's a great guy. It's great getting to know him, and obviously a great player as well. So that's tough, but I wish him the best in Brantford. I'm sure he'll get a great opportunity there. So yeah.
I certainly think so. We're definitely going to talk about that more next week when we'll talk with General Manager George Burnett on the show. Eric, like I said, the holidays have come and gone. It feels unbelievable. Time's just flying. Did you have a good holiday? What'd you get up to? I'm sure you got to spend some time with friends and family.
Yeah, that was really the majority of it. Nothing too exciting, just being around family in London there. So it was good to spend time with them. Obviously, during the year, you don't get to spend too much time with them. So it's good to, I guess, catch up a little bit. So yeah, it was good. How's your holidays there?
The holiday was good. It was quiet. I got to rest the voice a little bit. So I'm ready, though. I'm ready for the new year. So we're in for some exciting times. And when you reflect on how the season's gone so far, obviously last year, I know I've talked to a bunch of your teammates so far this year on the show. Obviously last year didn't go the way anybody wanted, but there were some lessons learned for sure. And for yourself, obviously being a rookie last year, I'm sure that there were a lot of things that you picked up on that you've brought into this season. What are some of those things that you learned last year that you took into the summer and brought into camp and the season so far?
Yeah, well, I think I guess the first year is obviously you learn a lot. It's a big jump from minor hockey U16. So I guess a lot of learning from and teaching from the coaching staff and players, I guess, around you. A lot of mistakes and then some good things as well. But you got to just learn from those mistakes. I guess for me, continue to try to get stronger as a taller guy, I guess, lanky, I guess, still trying to put on weight and try to find that frame that I'll be looking to play with going forward. And then just, I guess, improving the defensive side, but really it was just improving all areas of my game. Nothing too specific, I guess. I guess the focus now for me is more on the offensive side of the puck. So that's, I guess, been my focus the last few months and will continue to be the focus going forward, I guess.
I'm sure that after seeing you score your first career goal, your coaches were maybe yelling at you to shoot a little more.
Yeah, that's kind of been a thing since last year. I definitely have to shoot a bit more. Maybe stop passing up certain opportunities, but yeah, I guess that's part of the game and part of learning. So
Well, the goal you scored, it's a pretty good shot. We would all like to see a little more of that, I think, for sure. You talk about working with the coaching staff, obviously, and as a rookie, I mean, it's great to be able to get your feet wet and get into the Ontario Hockey League and engage with any coaches. But you kind of had a good piece of luck having a guy like Rob Davidson be your defensive coach, and he continues to do that this year. What's your relationship like with Davo? He's an interesting guy. He had a long NHL career, a lot of great experience that I'm sure that you've been able to kind of pick his brain about. What's your relationship like with him, and what does he continue to kind of instill in you as a defenseman?
Yeah, he's been great. Obviously, the whole coaching staff, they work really well with all the players and trying to help each of us individually and then also as a collective group. So, no, they've been great, and he's been great helping me. We do a lot of video together, so just looking at little details that can be improved. And for me, that's obviously I love video and doing all that sort of stuff. So, it's been great, and yeah, just looking forward to continuing to work with him and keep learning. So, yeah.
Video is something that I don't know that a lot of fans necessarily have a super deep appreciation for. It's obviously become such a huge part of the game and of coaching and working with you guys. In a video session, like what typically happens? Is it you and the other defenders? Is there a lot of one-on-ones? Are you engaged, like, picking apart your own video along with Rob? Walk us through what a typical video session looks like for you.
Yeah, I guess it depends. I guess we do video as a full decor and as a team working. That's more team systems, less, I guess, individual plays that you're making. And then we do a lot of one-on-one video, which I enjoy both, but the one-on-one videos I find really helpful and just, I guess, having a discussion with your coaches as you're watching certain plays. Back from previous games and trying to discuss what could have done, what you did well, maybe what could have been adjusted slightly here or there. So I guess, yeah, it's more of a discussion with the coaches or whoever you're working with. And I guess figuring out a better way to have maybe played certain situations in games. Obviously, every game's different, so you'll have lots of different situations. But yeah, I guess that's the gist of it. Just more of a discussion, and there'll be individual meetings and I guess more of a team setting video sessions as well.
I know one thing that a lot of people are often interested in, especially from a defensive point of view, when you're playing a 2-on-1, when you've got two attackers coming in on you as a defender, what are you thinking as that's developing, and what are you trying to do in reaction to a 2-on-1 coming into the zone?
Yeah, I guess the main thing is you don't want to let a pass go across to the other guy. So you want to keep the puck on one side of the ice, or that's the main focus for a defenseman, I guess. Leave the goalie, let the goalie take the shot. But um, if you can, I guess once it's getting closer to the net and you've taken away that passing option, if you can maybe get a stick on the player who's shooting the puck just as he's releasing it and maybe trying to deflect it at a player away from the net. I guess that's ideally, I guess, the perfect situation. But for a D, really the focus is you can't let that pass get across at any time. Make it easy for the goalie and just keep the puck on the one side of the ice.
One thing that's really jumped up in terms of improvements for your team this year so far is the penalty kill. You guys have a top 5 penalty kill in the league right now. It continues to improve. Obviously, as a defender and a kid with the size and the reach you have, you're a big part of that. Walk us through kind of the plan on the penalty kill. What are you trying to do, specifically you, in terms of taking away opportunities from the other team? Because you guys have been really good at it so far.
Yeah, well, I think on the PK, obviously, with one guy short, you're still trying to take away the high danger area. So taking away the slot shots and maybe one-timer opportunities, seam plays, similar to the 2-on-1 when it's hard for a goalie when he's moving side to side to be making those saves. So trying to eliminate those backdoor passes and things. So as a penalty killer, really just trying to get in the lane, block shots, and take away the most dangerous, I guess, potential options that the players have, and just keep the shots for maybe the outside, more of the outside. And then on entries or forecheck, trying to, I guess, make it difficult for the other team to gain the zone clean and try to, I guess, close quickly on them, not give them too much time to set up and I guess execute the plays that they're looking for. But yeah, we'll continue to work on that. Yeah, it's been going pretty well so far.
I'd certainly say so. Top 5 unit. I mean, that's hard to do. When you reflect back on the previous weekend, I'm talking to you just after the second annual Jock Straps weekend, and those jerseys are available for auction, by the way, on the day this podcast comes out on Thursday the 8th. So make sure you bid on those. Two wins in the Jock Straps jerseys, and you guys did an awful good job picking up points against tough opponents, that hot young Peterborough team. And of course, Brantford. Yes, they were shorthanded some guys, but they're still a tough challenge for anybody. How's the team feeling after coming out of a weekend like that into the new year, snapping a losing streak and picking up 4 big points?
Yeah, well, it's always a great feeling when you win. That's why we play the game, just to win, I guess. So, the feeling around the room, I guess, is it's a lot better than losing. So, as it, I guess, always is. So, we'll look to keep that up going forward. But yeah, it's pretty good right now.
Obviously, as a defenseman, too, another thing that people don't necessarily realize is how much communication there is between you, your D partner, and the goaltender. And that was one thing that really stuck out to Mark and I over the weekend was the communication between you and the other defenders and Jovo. Obviously, Zach Jovanovski was fantastic over the weekend. How critical is that? And how much talking is happening on things like dump ins, cycle plays? How much talking are you and the goaltender and your D partner doing between the three of you out there in situations like that?
Yeah, that's communication is very important, not just for the D and goalies, but anyone on the ice and even on the bench. You sometimes help your teammate out just by letting them know what's going on the ice. But I guess for D and goalies specifically, especially on dump ins and retrievals, communication is really important. Something that we're definitely getting better at, but still trying to iron out some of the, I guess, wrinkles that we've had over the year. But yeah, it's really important. It makes it a lot easier as a defenseman. I know it's a lot easier when the goalie is talking to me, letting me know what's behind me, especially with pressure, with a lot of forechecks. It's a lot of pressure, so you don't have much time to make play. So it's good to talk not only with your D partner, but with the goalie.
Obviously, outside of Jock Straps weekend, which went very well, you guys, you and your teammates have had a couple really interesting things to experience this year so far. Let's start obviously with Dustin Brown's jersey retirement. I know he was in the room and got to read the pregame lineup. When you see a guy like that come in and, get honored by the franchise, obviously a legendary time for him in Guelph. And then, of course, the NHL, where he captained 2 Stanley Cup teams. When a guy like that comes into the dressing room, I'm sure the vibe picks up a little bit. There's a bit of a different energy in there. What was it like to be able to have him around the team and kind of interact with you guys before the game? And I'm sure probably after as well. I'm sure you guys probably got to talk to him a little bit. What was that like experiencing something like that at the Sleeman Center?
Yeah, well, it was really cool. Obviously, a great player and a great person. So it was definitely cool to, I guess, be there for a pretty cool moment in the Sleeman Center there. And yeah, I mean, in the dressing room, it's obviously pretty exciting when a guy like that is around. So yeah, it was a great night and just great to be there, I guess.
And then obviously the other big thing, as legendary as Brownie and the other guys that are hanging up in the rafters are, the Guelph Storm have never won the Memorial Cup, not as the Guelph Storm anyway. And you guys are going to have an opportunity to do that next year when you host. When that announcement was made official, I'm sure everybody saw the video of Dan Paye coming out there in the Kubota tractor and everything. When that rolled out there and you realized, wow, like this is going to be a really unique opportunity for me and my teammates. What was that day like when you guys realized that you're going to be hosting the Memorial Cup next year?
Yeah, well, it was really exciting. Obviously, we had been thinking about it for a while there, so it was good to get the good news that we got it. It's obviously something as a kid you grow up watching and hoping to be a part of at some point. So yeah, it was really cool and really exciting for not only the guys but the organization in general. I'd say it was just it's a great opportunity to bring a Memorial Cup back to Guelph or to Guelph, I guess not, as the Storm.
And you guys are going to have a unique opportunity because you guys could be the first ones to ever do it. Bring a Memorial Cup as the Storm, of course,
Exactly. Yeah.
two previous ones with the Platers and of course the Biltmore Mad Hatters back in the 50s. That's going to be really unique. And I know, there were some detractors of it and all the arenas in a mall and the teams kind of adopted the whole mall rat persona. And I really think we got to get like a video, you guys, like the Mighty Ducks or something rollerblading through the Quebec Street Mall. Would you guys be into something like that? I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to talk to some of the other guys, but yeah, I think obviously it's a great spot, a great arena, and we have great fans. So I think it's a great spot for the Memorial Cup.
It's going to be fantastic, man. And
Yeah.
I know that the team has designs on you being a big part of that, obviously. And when you consider obviously how last year went and coming into this year and the team improving in leaps and bounds, and obviously new faces coming into the fold in the form of Lane Gallagher and recently Tyler Hopkins that injected a ton of offense over Jockstrap's weekend. That's obviously very exciting stuff. And, you guys continue to work under Corey Stillman. And what's that been like for you guys, for the guys that were here last year and obviously the new guys having a lot of NHL experience behind the bench and some stability back there in terms of teaching you guys? What's that been like in terms of the group overall, in your opinion?
Great. I think as a group, it's obviously great to have someone so experienced and successful in the game. So it's definitely helpful when you have that experience to, I guess, for us as a team and individually to, I guess, uh, take note of all the little details that are important in the game that maybe you've overlooked. We're still pretty young, so I guess you miss maybe some of the details or you just don't know them. So having someone like him, I guess, show us the important things that you need to win has been really important. And we're looking to continue to, I guess, learn and improve as the year goes on.
Now, I'm talking to you the night before you guys make a road trip down Highway 6 to renew the Battle of Highway 6 with the Owen Sound Attack. And a big part of road trips, obviously, is what goes on the bus. And now with Charlie Paquette not being around, what's going to become of these famous euchre games that I've heard about? Like, are you going to step into the fold and maybe take that over a little bit more? How involved are you in these famous euchre games I hear about?
To be honest, I haven't been involved in any of them. I
Okay.
like to kind of stick to my school. I'm pretty busy with that, so a lot of times I'm doing that. But no, I can't speak to how that game's gonna change, but I'm sure I'm sure someone will fill in. It'll be good.
Who now, first of all, mom and dad are going to be very happy hearing that schoolwork's happening. So that just mom and dad make note of that. Schoolwork's happening. Okay. In your experience, though, who do you think or who do you hear are some of the better players? Because I heard Charlie tell me that he's really good. He's the best player. What are you picking up on? Who are the guys that are kind of running the show in this infamous euchre game?
Well, I'm sure he was pretty good. But I didn't follow it that closely, so I would probably have to say him, but I'll go with his word on take his word on that. But yeah, I don't know.
We'll have to do some digging. We'll have to do some
Yeah,
digging.
yeah, I'll have to do this. Yeah.
Before the holiday break, just two episodes before the holiday break, I had Will McFadden on, who has made quite an interesting transition to basically being a defenseman full time. And when you look at that and kind of see what he's been able to do, piling up points, he's already set a new career high in OHL points. For yourself as a defenseman, watching him do that, like that's going to be pretty exciting for the guys, seeing him go out there and not only do it, but do it really well.
Yeah, obviously it is exciting. He's a great player, and it's pretty impressive how well he's transitioned to playing D, new position. So yeah, it's been great to see him find success, and hope to see it continue. It's great for our team. So yeah, it's been great to see, and yeah, pretty impressive.
What do you think it would look like if we threw you up on right wing for a couple games? You're a big kid. You'd get in there on the forecheck. What do you think that would look like? Have you ever played forward?
I played forward when I was really young, but not for the past little while. I guess last time I played forwards was probably when we were rotating with playing goalie too. So yeah, it's been a while, but I'm not sure how that would go. I'm sure it'd be all right, but it would be an adjustment for sure.
I think he'd make an impact on the forecheck. He got the size in there. I think it'd go
Yeah.
pretty well. I need to ask as well because, look, you're a younger guy. I'm sure that much like when I was growing up, that the NHL game is still part of the rotation when the guys get together. And Will McFadden told me that Rylan Singh is the guy on the team that's guilty of spamming poke check on the game all the time. Have you bore witness to this? Because he says he's the worst at committing that. Have you seen that?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure yeah, I guess everyone plays a different style on there, but
right.
yeah, a little bit.
What's your style? Are you a big poke checker, or do you kind of just like let the game come to you a little more naturally?
To be honest, I guess growing up, I was always just I would never use the poke check because I'd always find I would trip the guy. So I would just hit
Yeah.
anyone. Like it was no poke check, only hitting on defense. So I'm not sure if that's really great defense, but it seemed to work pretty well, I guess. So only hitting, that's my style.
Do you have like a go-to team that you like to use? I know most guys hit the three sim buttons and you kind of pick the team you land on. If you're allowed to pick, do you have a team that you prefer using?
Uh not necessarily. I guess growing up I've always been a Habs fan, so I
There
guess
you
that's
go.
probably the team that I'd have to go with. Yeah.
Montreal, hey, it's some good options on the power play. Cole Caulfield one timers. Why not? You
Yeah.
know, no poke checking though from Eric Frossard. I'm going to confirm that. All
No.
right.
Yeah.
I'm always interested to hear what guys are up to on there. Um, on the road, obviously, you know, you're going to have a pretty heavy road schedule coming up throughout the rest of the month. A lot of Friday home games this month. You know, how different is the approach when you go into some of these road barns, the stretch drives ahead of us here as everybody's going to be pushing for the playoffs after the deadline this week? What sort of mentality are you and the rest of the team trying to adopt as you make a push for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think just continuing to improve every game. I think that's great mentality to have. Whether we're playing great hockey, winning a lot of games, or maybe a few games don't go our way, I think continuing to look to improve will lead to a lot of winning hockey. So that's the same with me, as same as the group, I guess, trying to always continue to get better. And yeah, I guess continue to just work on our team game and yeah, we have a good team, so I think we can make some damage, I guess, or do some damage.
I certainly think so too. And, you know, a big part of that people sometimes forget about are the behind the scenes people. And you guys have, you know, we talk a lot on this podcast, you and your teammates, everybody about the fan base, how great the Sleeman Center is, the coaches, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes too. They're helping you guys out. I got to give a shout out to my buddy Cole Keating, of course, your equipment manager. And I know he does a lot of great work for you guys. Lisa, of course, handling all your guys' day to day stuff. Like, how great has that been for you as a player and specifically a young player still in school? Getting all of that support when you come to the rink all the time and beyond the rink as well. How's that been for you?
Great. Yeah, we have a great staff everywhere, I guess. They're really supportive and really anything we're trying to do. So that makes it a lot easier for us. And yeah, they do a great job, everyone. I guess making us feel comfortable right from the start. And especially with some new guys coming in, I think everyone is welcomed to the team. So yeah, I mean, they do a great job, and yeah, it's makes our job a lot easier.
I will say, and I know everybody saw, you know, our Christmas Eve episode with Lindsay Newby, of course, who was the longtime communications director. I know you got to have some experience with Lindsay last year before she retired from the team, but her and Lisa are quite a pair, and Lisa's going to make an inevitable appearance on this podcast. I've often said I really feel like Lisa could be a stand-up comedian in her spare time. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the funny interactions that you can have with someone like that. If she were to do a stand-up set down at Yuck Yucks or something, would you guys go and watch, or would you guys be too scared that you would be the target of some of her jokes?
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm sure we would be a target of a few of them. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm sure we would support her. Yeah, she's been great. He does a lot of good work for the team. So yeah, it's she's a great person, and has done a great job. So
Lisa's the best, and she will
yeah,
be on this podcast. Lisa, I'm holding you to it. And I know the whole team will probably gather around a screen to see her episode. So I know you guys will be ribbing her about it. Don't be nervous, Lisa. We're gonna take it easy on you here. Eric, it's been a lot of fun to watch you in your second year. Congrats on that great first goal. And we're looking for more from you and the team as we head into the stretch drive toward the playoffs, man. I know you guys are going to give us a good show at the Sleeman Center. Thanks so much for doing this, my friend. Really appreciate it.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate it as well.
All
Thank
right,
you.
everybody, remember you can find this podcast on all your favorite podcast apps, the team website, and of course, YouTube as well. And if you want to come down and watch Eric Frossard and his Guelph Storm teammates, go to the box office at the Sleeman Center or the Guelph Storm website. We'll be back next week with more Eye of the Storm.